What the is we doing?
Welcome back. Episode 8. We're going in pairs.
It is.
That's why I know. But anyways,
We're back.
we're back.
It's the next one. Almost
Same-
back to back as the last one.
Same clothes, literally past like what, 2
3
minutes?
Yep.
2
Give or
minutes since the
take.
previous episode. But for you, it's gonna be a while. This episode, we're gonna go into the realm of fitness. We're gonna talk about our sleep situation. Actually, just like it's sleep
In
overall,
general,
in
yeah.
general, the importance, the do's and don'ts, yep, and maybe
Best
we can-
practices.
Yeah, best practices, maybe like,
Our experience.
but I've been struggling.
Yep.
Straight up topic.
I got pretty bad sleep last night. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'll tell you why. And it was something that I could have prevented.
Cool. Okay, let's dive in. So, why we need to sleep? I think
Cool.
you're the expert on that.
I mean, in general, like you'll know why you need sleep, right? If you have terrible sleep the night before, you feel like crap the next day, right? All of this is connected, right? So health and fitness is just a general genre, and then sleep is one of the most critical components into that genre.
Right.
I mean, so if your sleep is not on point, you will struggle in every aspect of your health and fitness, right? Whether it be your exercise, your nutrition, your cardio routines, you name it. Sleep is where the body recovers.
Right.
And so if you're not sleeping well, that means you're not recovering well. So let's say you have a really intense workout in the morning, right? If your sleep quality is bad, then that means your body's not recovering from that intense workout because your body recovers while we sleep,
Right.
right? So that means you're gonna wake up the next day feeling like crap. And because you feel like crap, you're gonna make bad choices, right? So you're gonna probably eat first thing in the morning, you're gonna not have healthy food, right? If you are prone to drinking alcohol, you might drink alcohol. If you're prone to eating junk food, you might just, fall back into bad habits and eat junk food.
Right.
And then that's going to lead you to have another night of bad sleep, right? So these things compound on top of each other, and you do that progressively over time. That's where we get the highest morbidity rate in terms of things because of obesity and diabetes in the history of human civilization, right?
Right.
Humans today are the most unhealthy, at least in the first world country, that they have ever been.
That makes sense.
I mean, you're doing good, you're working out.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But again, that's not
enough.
That's not the norm, right? And I can literally go into the statistics of the amount of people that go into the gym starting January 1st for New Year's resolutions, and the amount of people that are there by the end of January,
Yeah.
and it's not good.
It's definitely like a huge drop. And I think in the previous episode about fitness, we dive into like the components that make or completes a good or overall health, a good health or fitness,
Good in fitness
good
overall,
fitness,
for sure.
And I think sleep, it might be like almost, if not like 40 to 30% or even more.
Dude, I would say it's
even
like
50.
60%.
Oh, there you go, 60%. I wasn't trying to be like too much because my sleep been trash lately, but yes, I think sleep is like important because that's when you recuperate. So how can we improve it? Because I feel like with I think the biggest problem nowadays is the phones. Like that's technology itself has kind of like this the lights, like
Blue light.
the blue light have a huge impact on your quality of sleep during the night, like the REM cycles that you have. So how can we prevent it and how can we improve it? Because I'm gonna talk a little bit from my experience.
Right.
I actually went to see a doctor.
Okay.
Well, virtual doctor. They have one of
That
those
works.
now.
Yeah.
But she prescribed me no melatonin, but it's similar to melatonin that helps me fall asleep.
Okay.
And it's been working so far.
Okay.
But she also told me leave your phone out of the room or across your room and don't touch it for half an hour at least.
Before bed.
So I've been doing that, and I noticed my quality of sleep has improved. But also, last night I woke up at 1 a.m. out of nowhere.
It happens. That happens.
No, but before taking the sleeping pills, I was waking up twice twice a night.
Yeah.
Like 1 or 3 or 3 and 4, and then I wake up at 5, and then my day is shitty. And that's right. Like, to be honest, there was this time I got sick because I didn't get enough sleep after a leg day, and my body literally went on like
it was fighting to survive, right? Because your immune system is compromised. So here's what happens when you have a brutal leg day or an intense workout. Your body's weak, right? You literally beat yourself up to the point of not death, but if you want to exaggerate it, just like absolute fatigue and absolute just you're done. Like your body's done. Like you need to rest and recover.
Right.
And then you had the rest of your day, right? So your body is going through this phase right now where it needs to recover, and that's really gonna happen when you sleep. So you had shitty sleep.
Yeah.
Now, not only is your body weak, but your immune system is compromised, right? So you wake up the next day and you start sneezing and you're not feeling good. You have a headache or whatever the case might be, and then that just progresses through the rest of the day. And now you just had a shitty day. You didn't go to work out again. And then that's compounding into the weekend, and now you need to sleep a lot more in order to recover from what you did before. When this could have all been avoided if you had a good night's sleep.
Right, but my question here is, how can you improve if everything that you're doing is not perfect, but is good?
Better than the norm.
Better than most. Like 90% of the time.
Right.
Because like my routine for sleep is I literally go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, all that self-care thing. I put my before I would be on phone. I usually do Duolingo at night, so that's usually one thing. After I do that, I pick up a book and I read. I'm reading, and I feel like falling asleep. I turn on my big lights. I have like a lamp. And I read until like my eyes get tired. That's good. Go to sleep. And that's when the problems start. And that's when it's not even overthinking. Because like before I thought it was like a stress, overthinking. It's not that. Like you see me right now. Do I look stressed?
No. You look pretty chill.
Do I look stressed? I'm not stressed. My work is pretty
It was stressful.
It's stressful, but I might after work hours, fuck work, and that's my life, So I'm not at night. I'm not stressed. So when I'm overthinking, it's random thoughts that come in my head.
Right.
And I have a journal next to my bed, in my sleep. What do you call that things? That sleep journal.
Nightstand.
There you go. I knew it was something related to sleep. And time to time, when I have a good idea, I'll actually write it down and boom. And it used to work, but lately it hasn't. I don't know why.
Things change.
What?
Things change.
That too, and because even the doctor told me this, he was any major events that happened in the past few months, and I was like, not really.
You had the relationship trouble, but that's outside of fitness.
Yeah, but that's different though. I cope with that. I felt.
Well, I mean, sometimes we have these traumatic experiences and it stays internal. We don't mentally think about it, but your body feels that stress.
That can be, but I don't think so though, because you see me, I'm good. No, but aside of that, I was not really. Work is still the same. My routine pretty much has not changed
at
all.
Okay.
And I've been doing this all the time, and they was okay, let's try this, and she prescribed me the pills, which been helping me, not gonna lie.
Okay.
But 2 nights ago, I slept like a straight
baby.
Like a baby, yeah. Woke up at 5, was motivated, was good. But last night, I woke up at 1.
Okay.
Out of nowhere. And the worst thing is that sometimes it's trouble trying to fall asleep. I think that's the biggest kind of caviar there, because for somebody like me who likes routine, exactly, it breaks that. It's and it fucks up my whole day.
Yeah,
that's the worst.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have shitty sleep. It messes up the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So a couple of pointers. One, you said caviar. It was a caveat.
Caviar. It's
that's fish. Caveat is adding a point to what you were saying.
Fuck that.
In any case.
Wait, how you say that?
Caveat.
Caveat. Okay, now I know.
Okay. The next point. Ooh. You don't gotta go out of the frame. It's just a little bit of water.
Yo, and it's just seltzer.
Yeah.
It's not even a drink.
I still got my vodka.
Now I'm out.
We didn't cheers at the beginning, by the way.
Oh shit. There you go. Cheers.
Okay.
Bye, Jimmy.
Second, you mentioned melatonin.
Right.
So the relationship between melatonin and blue light in your phone. So when we're stuck to this phone right before sleep, right? And we don't incorporate things like a blue blocking filter that the phone has, blue blocking lenses. And even with these things, it still doesn't mitigate the full effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Blue light mimics the same kind of intensity that the sunlight does, right?
Oh, okay.
Right, so imagine like, it's 4 or 5 in the morning and the sun is starting to rise. What happens for most people?
You wake up.
Exactly. Right, so the reason why that happens is your body is reducing the production of melatonin, or it's just limiting it altogether, or it's just stopping it rather. When you expose your body, your eyes, to the blue light from the phone, it's essentially limiting the production of melatonin, right? So that's why people do melatonin, so that they can just spike it up really quickly. But the problem is, in the same way you start taking things like testosterone, right, and then it stops your production of testosterone, taking melatonin will stop the production of melatonin in your body.
Naturally, yeah.
Right?
You're forcing it.
Do that long enough, and now you have to take melatonin supplements in order to fall asleep. So that ends up being the problem, long term. Anyway, that's all to say, in order for you to just inhibit melatonin production naturally and maximize that without needing to take supplements, you take the phone and you throw it out of the room, right? 1 hour before bed, you do not have any exposure to technology. That's the name of the game, right? Because what you want to do is follow what's called the circadian rhythm, right? So the natural day and night cycles of the body that literally corresponds to the timing of the sun, right? So if you can follow that as best as you can, so like the sun goes down, ideally you would go to sleep when the sun goes down and you wake up when the sun goes up. Obviously today's world doesn't allow that to happen, right? Because we got to work, we have responsibilities, we have a lot of other stuff. So that doesn't really happen that often. But barring that, you try to go to sleep by the time the sun goes down, and you don't touch technology because it mimics sunlight, right? 1 hour before bed, and you start doing stuff that's going to relax you, relieve you of stress, let you just decompress from the whole day, right? And then, we go into things like, if you have stuff that you didn't finish that day, that's probably going to stress you out. And then that's what's probably not going to let you sleep. And then, that's going to be an issue later on. So as best as you can, make sure you make your day as productive as possible, so you're not stressed out the night before or the night of that day. Additionally, expending a lot of energy. Again, I will always go back to just like our hunter-gatherer days, right? Wake up and go to sleep when the sun goes up and down. Most of the day we're spending time just hunting, so we're always burning energy.
Right.
Most of the time today we're literally sitting in a chair, not really doing much other than typing, right?
That was hilarious. The doctor that I went to see also mentioned the same thing.
Yep.
Well, she didn't mention like hunting and gathering. She was like, okay, do you exercise? I was like, yeah, every day. Oh, well, most of the days. And she's like, how many days do you do cardio?
Boom.
Yeah. I was like, sometimes once a week, and she was like, okay, do more cardio.
Yeah. So that's why, right? So again, like if you're hunting and gathering, you're running most of the day to try to catch this animal. Your body's going to be absolutely exhausted by the end of the night. I promise you will not wake up because your body needs to recover. Similar thing that we need to do in modern day, right? But the thing is, we don't hunt for animals. We need to do this for our just general health.
Right.
And that's why I bring up things like competition. If you force yourself to get ready for a competition, you'll be more inclined to do more running, to do more rowing, to do more rock climbing, right? All of these cardio-based activities will then make you want to go to sleep because you're burning a shit ton of energy. So that's what you kind of have to, and again, I go back to our previous topic of fitness. You need to create a lifestyle that revolves around fitness, because then that will force you to have higher quality sleep. And then I go back to some very simple things, right? Don't eat too late at night, because that's going to make your metabolism go crazy right before bed, and then you're trying to digest this food while you sleep. Make sure the room isn't too hot or too cold, because then you won't be able to relax and sleep. No light or minimal light, and blackout curtains. Sound, right? Try to be sleeping in a place that doesn't have a lot of sound, and or put some earmuffs or put some sort of noise canceling device or something in order to just block out noise. Again, I go back to, like, it needs to be almost similar to what it was like to be a hunter-gatherer, right? If you can literally...
What book did you read that you mentioned that?
It's just a lot of science. There's a lot of science revolving around that, right?
No, it does. It makes sense. Like, at the end of the day, we are
animals, right?
So we always gonna have that in our nature.
As much as we try to, push ourselves away from that, we are at the very base animals. We have 98% of our DNA similar to, bonobos or chimpanzees. Right? If you look at a chimpanzee, they're similar to us, but they're not really like us. They're animalistic.
Right.
And they do everything very primal. We are 98% that.
Yeah, I think we're very primal eventually. Like, as much technology we have around us, I feel like it just fucks us up.
Yep.
To be honest.
Or, we're getting closer to what's called the singularity, where we combine with machines and we become cyborgs.
Well, I hope I mean, you saw the car that you saw?
Yeah.
The Audi?
It's pretty cool.
Shit is sexy as hell, but anyways, going back to the sleep topic, I think everything that you mentioned, those are really good points. And yeah, like I mentioned, like this week, that's when I saw the doctor. So it's been 2 days since I started taking the medicine and to start taking my new routine. We'll see how it goes.
More cardio.
But yes, more cardio.
I don't care. More swimming, more running, more biking, more rowing.
Actually, that brings a question though that we can totally leave it for another episode. When should you be doing the gym? Mornings or afternoons?
Depends on what's most convenient, really.
Really? Okay, never mind.
I mean, there's scientific ways to determine which is better for you. Some people are more morning people, so working out in the morning works best. Some people are more nighttime people, so they do better working out in the evening. Some people are either or, so they can work out whenever.
But it can be like more of what's more effective for you. Like, let's say I go to the gym like 9 p.m.
Okay.
Actually, no, 9 p.m. is too late. Well, let's say my schedule changes. So I go at 9 p.m., go to the gym until like 10:30ish, be by bed by like 11:30ish, fall asleep. But my body's gonna be so tired that I'm just gonna sleep like a baby.
Right.
So that can be more healthy for me, like a healthier choice to what I'm doing right now. Because what I'm doing right now is literally going to bed like by 9:30, trying to fall asleep, eventually fall asleep like at 10:30 or 11, and then waking up at 5 a.m. It's not healthy, but it's what I like to do. Like, that's my schedule.
That's your routine.
There you go, that's my routine, but it's not a healthy routine for me. So you see, like, that's kind of like that. Well, I might have to consider.
Yeah.
Now that I think about
it. Maybe you do nighttime training for a little bit, see if that works out a little bit better. Maybe something in the afternoon. I don't know. Whatever kind of works.
Might be. But yeah, quality sleep, very important, honestly. And yeah, you have anything to add?
Okay.
Alright, then let's go party. Cheers for that.
Cheers, my friend.
This is a conversation between friends.
None of what is said here should be taken as legal advice.
We are not experts in any way.
Take what resonates and leave the rest.